In this video, I'm going to share crypto tips that I was influenced to try that I regret, so you don't have to make the same mistakes as I did. So make sure you watch this video because we're starting right now.
Hey guys, I'm Britta. Remember, Paul is not a financial advisor, but he is good looking. Also, this is not financial advice. Please subscribe down below and check out my channel at Britta.
All right, look, I've been in cryptocurrency since 2017, not just as a trader, not just as an investor, but a C-level executive in crypto companies. So I've heard a lot, I've seen a lot, I have a lot to share. But even though I have a background in technical analysis, I have a background in investing, I have a background in Forex, and I have experience in crypto, I was also influenced to try certain crypto tips that didn't go quite so well, to say the least. And in this video, I want to share these with you so you don't have to go down that road. You can take the side road, like take a left, take a right again. You should be on the same road after. Take a left, you should be good. And you don't have to, but you miss that pothole if you went straight, if you will. Tip number 1, buying crypto in the bear market. Now, I know this sounds controversial, but bear with me here. Let me explain. Okay, think about it. Bear markets can be long and they can be gruesome. They can last anywhere from a year to 2 years, maybe more, maybe less, but they can be long and gruesome. And during this time frame, a lot can actually go wrong. I mean, maybe the project goes bankrupt. Maybe they can't pay. Maybe something goes wrong. Maybe they get scammed or rug pulled. They can do it themselves, or maybe they get scammed or they do the rug pull. We don't know. But more time under the pressure of making profits, they might actually do that or have no other choice than to do that. Use case and utility might go obsolete, meaning it doesn't need it anymore. Something new has come along, and so on. CEOs can get into fights. So much can go wrong in this 2 years. Not only are you holding something you bought over here, let's say, but you don't know if it's gonna last 2 years. So if that's the case, Paul, when do you buy? If you don't buy in a bear market, when do you buy? Well, that's very simple. You buy as you're coming out of a bear market. See here, you'll see which projects survived, which ones are strong, which one you can actually look at TA and look at price, but also you can see the narratives, what the narrative is gonna be, so you can get into that and so on. So you wanna be buying as you're coming out of a bear market. There's no point holding a great coin over here. It might have great utility, it might have great tokenomics, maybe you like the project, but it might not survive, or it will survive, but it won't go up for a while, or maybe never. You want to wait and buy as you're coming out of a bear market. This sounds simple, it sounds illogical, but a lot of people don't think about this, and it's extremely important. So when you get into a bear market, when everything goes down, remember, wait till you're coming out of a bear market. Now, how do you do that? Well, how do you know you're coming out of a bear market? Subscribe down below and hit the bell notification button. We're pretty good at calling these things. If you look at historical videos, you'll see why. Number 2, buy the dip. This sounds great. Buying the dip sounds great. It sounds foolproof, and you can make a lot of money and profits. And yes, you can, until you start buying the dip at the wrong time and the market starts going down. So you buy the dip and they go down even more. And before you know it, you go down, you buy the dip, you go down more, you buy the dip, goes down even more, you buy the dip, and then BAM! You're in that bear market we talked about earlier on. So now you don't even have capital to buy in the bear market, but even if you do, you're probably gonna double down on these ones because of the advice, buy the dip, and guess what happens? You totally get wrecked. You have opportunity cost, you miss opportunity cost because
your funds are locked up, you can't get in any new coins, you can't see what's coming.
So buying the dip is wrong as advice. Now, buying the dip In a bull market and knowing when to buy the dip, that's very different. And there is a case for that. But when people tell you just buy the dip, no, there's a place and time to do that properly. You have to be careful. Number 3 is listening to calls by influencers. Now, I know you could say that I'm an influencer, but this is not what I mean. Pay attention because this is extremely important. See, I've also listened to influencers, especially influencers with a background. I fell in the trap thinking, these guys know what they're talking about. Let me just buy what they're pushing on their YouTube channel or on their Twitter at the time and so on. But I even fell for it lately. And I caught myself, so I didn't get completely wrecked, but I caught myself, for example, listening to Kyle Chassis. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad person. I'm not saying he's a bad, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, he has a great record. He has a great CV. He actually created Paid Token, which is not really doing that well, but doesn't matter, it's beside the point. But I've listened to him, I've listened to a couple of calls, and I tried it out. I'm like, you know what, let me see what he's talking about. I actually even went through that myself quite recently, actually. Well, not too recently. I bought some coins and these went to zero or close to zero and never went back up. Listen, just because somebody has a CV, just because somebody has experience in crypto, does not mean he's going to get everything right. And if he made a call in the past, doesn't mean he's going to make calls in the future and get them all right. Look, we are all influencers. We get paid. We get paid by sponsors. Now, a lot of other influencers do not disclose this. I disclose everything. You can back check this. But a lot of them don't disclose it, or even if they're not getting paid by sponsors, they need videos. They need to get views. So they're calling coins every single day. They're calling different coins every single day. And guess what? Most of them go to shit, and then they advertise or talk about the ones that actually did go up. So out of 100 coins, yes, a couple will do well. Well, that's what Kyle does. He talks about different tokens every day. He's getting the views so he can also brand and build a rapport and bring people to his product and become known, which is fine. I'm doing the same thing, but I don't make calls every day. Of course, I don't have the views and I don't have the subscribers either, because of this. But if you're wondering why, the Crypto Factor, if you're wondering why we have such a high success rate on this channel when we make our calls, it's very simple. We don't make a lot of them, and we're mostly known for calling tops and bottoms, but we don't make a lot of calls. We're not in it for that. But a lot of these people, this is how they make their money, this is how they make their branding, and this is how they become known, so they can have a platform with subscribers, with followers, so they can sell their project or build their credibility or whatever. And I understand this, but most crypto channels call out coins every time or every day, and this is a mistake. So yes, be very careful. Now, I tried it a couple of times. I listened to Kyle. The calls he didn't go that well. They went to shit, actually. And of course, I stopped. But that does not mean he won't have any good calls in the future. That does not mean you should not follow him. Just beware and just keep that in mind. Hey, Paul here, real quick. If you are getting value from my videos, if you are enjoying my videos, but you still have some questions or you have some sticking points, I actually do have one-on-one sessions available where I get to sit down with you, answer your questions, and show you how to navigate the cryptocurrency industry like a boss. So here you can actually book a one-on-one session with me for only $297, and we can talk about cryptocurrency. I can answer your questions, or maybe I can even give you hairstyling advice. So go ahead and check the link in the description down below, see if it's for you. Thank you for your time, and let's get back to the video. Number 4, just hodl. This is completely moronic. Yes, there's a case to have an account or to have a wallet and hold Bitcoin long-term, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, so on. That's fine. Bitcoin is hard sound money. There's a reason for that. But just hodl? It's completely moronic, because the more you hold a cryptocurrency, the more chances you have of it going wrong some way, somehow. Rugs, scams, fights between CEOs, mistakes in the code, bear markets come. It's completely insane. Yes, Michael Saylor, Elon Musk, whatever, may hold forever. That's fine. They have enough money. They don't owe any money. At least I don't think they do. And they can survive without that. They're holding it long term as an investment, and that's great. But you have bills. You can invest in a business. You have to get rid of debt. You might have to want to go to college. You might have medical bills. Whatever it is, just hodling forever is not the way you do it. Yes, you can hold some forever. I mean, I typically hold Bitcoin and some Ethereum. Maybe I add some Solana and Casper this time. But generally speaking, I am out of 80% of my crypto portfolio, except maybe some Bitcoin extra because, I love Bitcoin. But generally speaking, I've taken profits and waiting to buy as we're coming out of a bear market. Just hodl is stupid. It will get you wrecked. Take profits. If you're not a multimillionaire, take profits. I can't say it enough. I'll say it one more time. Take profits. And like this video, because why not? And finally, TA doesn't work. Or it does work. It's wrong either way. Let me explain. See, first you have crypto YouTubers or crypto influencers that tell you that TA doesn't work. And the answer to that is it doesn't work for them because they don't know how to do it. TA does work. The problem is they either don't know how to do it because they started a YouTube channel, they started doing TA for a few years. It takes a few years just to start to learn about TA and how to use it, by the way. It's a lot more difficult than what you think, especially with what they're showing. They're showing more advanced stuff that just doesn't apply. If you just keep it simple, it does work, believe me. Then you have crypto YouTubers that tell you it does work, but they do TA every single day. And the problem with that is that's day trading that doesn't apply for you, because if you day trade, believe me, you're not watching TA videos. But they need to get those views. Remember how I was telling you about how they talk about coins? They need coins so they can get the views. Well, TA channels do TA every day, but you don't need it. You don't. You're not a day trader. You're a swing trader or investor, which means you have to look long term. So either they overcomplicate it or do too much of it or do wrong time frames, and you're an emotional roller coaster.
So one day it's buy, one day it's sell, then it's buy, then it's sell again, like, oh my God!
And you get wrecked. Then what they do, they put news in it. They put, oh my God, we have this news. And then they get so emotional because they listen to the news, then the news justifies or actually influences the TA, and everything goes to shit, including your portfolio. So what's the solution here? It's very simple. TA works, but let me show you something. TA works, but you have to keep in mind it takes 1 to 2 years just to start learning, okay? Just to start learning. So what you need to do is you need to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Bruce Lee said, I'm afraid of the man that does 10,000 kicks of the same kick every day rather than 10,000 different kicks. You master one, you learn some basics and you practice, and over time you will learn, but you keep it simple. Or you're in it for 4-5 years, you know what you're doing, and then you can get a little bit more complicated and draw those diagonal lines that nobody needs. But regardless, what you don't do is you don't try and do this that takes 4 or 5 years on your channel just to get views, just to show off, just to make it seem complicated so you can sell that narrative so everybody will get wrecked. And the other thing you do is you don't do TA videos every day for day traders, because again, everyone's gonna get wrecked, because very simple, no one should be doing this if you're not day traders, and channels are doing this to get views. Stop it. It's stupid. And while I never got influenced for most of these tips, these are the ones I'm hearing the most, and I did fall for some of them, but you have to believe me, you have to follow these tips or not follow these tips. And maybe you were influenced to try a crypto tip that you regretted, or you know someone that did. Go ahead and comment down below what crypto tip you personally regretted. I would really like to know. And make sure you watch this video right here next. You really don't want to miss that video.